Hello and welcome back to Seaside Garage. Today is Saturday the 29th of January and I just reached 3,000 subscribers. And to celebrate this, I'm going to make a project update video as I do from time to time because a lot of stuff has happened in the garage for the last 3 weeks actually, and I haven't made many videos. So now it's time to catch up on everything and what's to come and all that. But first of all, thanks to all of you who are watching and supporting my channel. 3,000 subscribers. I can't really believe that myself. That's a lot of people. And before taking a look at all the projects and the projects that are no longer here, stuff has happened. I'm just going to make some small changes about the membership possibility on my channel because a while back, a couple of months back, I made it possible to be a member of my channel on YouTube. That meant that you could support me financially a little bit each month and then get the videos one day earlier than everybody else. I have a hard time making that work because it just doesn't fit the way I do this stuff, because when I make a video, I would really like to just get it out to everyone right away. And the idea about releasing my videos one day earlier for only some of you just doesn't really work for me, because I would just like to share my stuff with you guys. So I have decided to actually close that possibility and delete the membership option on my channel. I will keep my Patreon channel though, or the Patreon page I have. I will make a link in the description. And if those of you who have been supporting me on this channel as a member would like, it would mean a lot to me if you would like to support me on the Patreon page instead. Let's take a look at all the projects. There we have the Decella moped project. And if you look closely in the background, you will maybe notice that the trees outside are a bit rocking. Let me take you a bit closer. I don't know how well it picks up, and maybe you can even see the sea down there. We have a storm going on at the moment. It's the storm called Malik, which is raging out there. And as you can see, I live quite close to the sea, and the winds are getting stronger and stronger, and I really hope that nothing gets wrecked today. The Decella project is right here. I was actually beginning to work on that, and then I realized I missed the cylinder head for the engine. Luckily, I found a guy who had one. It's not in very good shape though, and it misses some bits, but it will let me continue on this project. Also the throttle thingy I have gotten a hold of, so soon I will continue work on this moped. And then it's time to talk about one of my cars which is no longer here, and that is the Peugeot 106 Rallye. I sold that car not that long ago. Yes, I was supposed to use it as a winter daily to not use my Panda 4x4 in the salts and all that, but I accidentally put it up for sale and sold it. And in that trade, I actually got a moped project, which is really nice. Ta-da! Yes, another Velo Solex. And it's a Velo Solex completely in pieces. I think someone has been planning to restore it completely and paint it, because as you can see, the paint got some chips and so on. I don't think I'm going to continue down that road. I think I will just put this moped back together and make it run, because I don't really mind that you can see the age of a moped, and this is not bad at all. So I would much rather have this way than completely restored and painted and all that. And what is really nice about this one is that the chrome is in really good condition, and it seems to have all the parts and a lot of new parts as well. So this is going to be a very easy, I think, and a fun project to fix. So I will make a video on that soon, putting everything back together, testing the engine, maybe rebuilding the engine. I haven't really decided about that, but that is coming on soon. And then you will notice in my garage that I have been using some time to reorganize, and I have made this little corner over here. This is because that I'm planning to become better at painting stuff this year. And I hope to stop using paint sprayers or paint cans, and start using a real professional paint gun and professional paint and so on. That is what I'm trying to do. I'm not that good at it yet, and I have made a lot of mistakes already, but My channel is not really about what I can do, it's more about what I'm going to learn and the process behind that. So this is going to be something that I will try to teach myself using YouTube and all that, and then hopefully maybe motivate or help others to do the same. So that is at least the plan. Talking about that, let's take a look at the Renault Clio Grand Prix, because in the previous video I made on this one, I fixed this area and put on the rocker panel, I think until here. After that I have actually fixed the rest of it. I have a weld going up from here and all the way up there, and then the entire piece down here. And this is a not 16 valve version of the panel, so it's a standard one. So I had to make a cut right here and then make a piece like this to make it go out. I don't know if you can see it, but it goes out like this on the 16 valve. The result is pretty good, I think, considering it's with my skill sets. But what is not so good is the paint, because I have been painting this car with the paint gun I showed you right over there. First time around, I was too eager, so I painted it and did not let the base coat flash in between the layers. And also I put the clear coat on way too early, so everything started to run, which is not good. Then I sanded everything down again, but not everything, because some places I still left on a bit of the clear coat. It just felt very smooth, so I didn't really think it would matter. And then I laid another paint coat on it. So that has resulted in some stripings, as you can see. And right now it's really bad, because I have actually started to smoothen down the clear coat with wet sanding. And I think it's going to be a lot better than this, but it's not very good, I know. But my plan for now is to just fix this with wet sanding and then polish it, and then hopefully the result will be pretty good. At least I think the color match seems to be pretty good. Right now it looks very dull on this side and more clear on this side. That is, I think, is because it needs to be polished. So I think it will be all right. But of course, I will not be able to lose these things just by polishing. But I want this car on the road, so I have decided to make this as good as possible without repainting it. And then I'm going to paint the entire opposite side over here. I need to sand it and all that first. And I'm gonna do that. And hopefully I will make a much better result on that side. And then maybe I will redo this at a later stage. But right now it's good to go. At least it's very well protected. It is now epoxy primer, filler, and acrylic high build primer, and then the base coat, and then the clear coat. So there's a lot of protection for the metal, and that is the most important bit. But I would like to make it look good as well. But it's a big learning curve, and yeah. And one of the reasons for that I need this on the road is actually that I have sold another car. And this is going to hurt a little bit, just a thought about telling you about this decision that I made. Well, I was contacted by a guy that some of you Danish viewers most likely will recognize, Anders. He is, among other things, the host of a Danish podcast about cars, Bilklubben. And he's a very big car enthusiast. And he contacted me because he heard that I had a Panda 4x4. And he would really love to have a Panda 4x4. And yeah, now he has a Panda 4x4, and I no longer have a Panda 4x4. So yeah, I sold the Panda to him. Yeah, and I realized that a lot of you might have a hard time understanding that decision, and I do that as well. But the fact is that I just love to try different stuff. And even though I was sure that I was going to keep the 4x4 forever, I always say that, and I always end up selling to be able to try something new. And I'm already considering later Nivas and all different kinds of new projects to throw my love at. Yes, I would of course have loved to keep the Panda a bit more, but also I think Anders is the perfect guy for that car, because yeah, the smile on his face when he drove from here was just, yeah, he's the perfect next owner for this car. I'm sure of it. At the moment, the only car that I have on number plates besides the Citroen C1 that my wife primarily drives is the Lancia A112 Abarth. It's right there. It is supposed to be in winter hibernation at the moment because of salt, but now it's there. I would like to not use this as a daily in the winter time. But on the other hand, this is a rough car and it got a lot of rust, so it won't be that much worse than it already is. And there's a lot of stuff needing to be fixed. And if I need to fix that bit of metal more than before, then so be it. So I am considering making this a daily actually. Remember, this car was a daily until last winter when I bought it. It has been a daily up until now. So yeah, one thing is for sure, it was nice to dig it out and drive it again because it's a wonderful little car. And also, I have a lot of small stuff that I need to do on this car this year, I hope. One thing is maybe if I get good at painting, then I would like to repaint the front fender because the color match is just so much off. Maybe it could be fun to paint the entire car actually, at least up until here where the roof panel starts, because that is newly painted actually and in pretty good condition, so that is all right. But it could be fun and also a small painter project that I think I could tackle maybe when I learn to paint, because this is just anyway. And then there is the Citroen C25 auto camper project. And it just seems that my plan about getting a 4x4 auto camper is something that meets a lot of resistance. When I got it, the clutch was broken, and I have, together with a friend outside, taken off the gearbox and changing the clutch. We found out that the flywheel was completely broken because someone has been trying to drive this car forever with the clutch completely burned out. So it needed a new flywheel. We found a new one of those, put it back on. Used a lot of time putting the belts and accessories on. And when everything was back together, I noticed that I forgot one of the bolts that holds the gearbox to the engine, which is, by the way, 11 millimeters bolt heads. I have never seen anything that thin to hold a gearbox and engine together. It's really a French design with a lot of solution that you don't see many other places. But I had to take everything off to put that bolt in because of course I can't take that bolt out without removing all 4 pulleys and the wheels for that and all that. It's just such a complicated, weird design, this engine. Then I got everything back together and started to work on the brakes and also the cam belt, because this engine actually has a cam belt. No, it doesn't just have a cam belt. Of course, it has 2 cam belts. One that drives the camshaft and the camshaft and the crankshaft, and then an oil pump also, by the way. And then, of course, it needs a cam belt from the camshaft to the diesel pump. Yeah, it's just such a weird design, especially because it's not an overhead camshaft. It is underneath with push rods and all that. Normally you only see chains on engines like that, or sprockets or something like that, but no, it got a cam belt, of course. So I started to change that. Then I had a really hard time taking the bolt that holds the pulley for the servo, a number 7 fan belt, by the way, that holds that onto the camshaft, the crankshaft. It was really hard. I had to use the old method of putting a breaker bar on and using the starter to force it off. And in the end, I got it off. And the reason why it was that hard, and I could see that when I began working on it, was someone has been cutting in the bolt, maybe trying to get it off at some point and then welded it up. But not only that, they actually welded the entire bolt onto the crankshaft. Let me show you. So this is what I took off the crankshaft. And as you can see, there's no thread in here. It is just hammered on and welded, and I got the welds broken loose and took it off. This is now a problem because what to do? I need to put everything back together when I put on the new cam belt. And that is not going to be easy. What I have done so far is, and that was difficult, this is not something I cannot just buy another bolt of this, and it needs to have this flange for the pulley for the servo. But I got one of these, which is from the engines without a servo mounted at that position at least. I think it's from the Citroen CX. So this I can use to test if I can fix the thread on the cam belt. That is going to be difficult, but I have already gotten a big thread fixer, and maybe, and the chances are slim, I can fix the thread on it and just put it on, and using a lot of Loctite and not too much tightening strength, then maybe I can fix it up. Then I just need to get one of these that is not completely chewed up. The right way to fix this would be to take the entire crankshaft out of the engine and fix the thread, or get an entire different or new crankshaft and then fit that. That is a lot of work, especially when I have just removed the entire gearbox and used days to get it back together, because I would need to undo all that once again. I would like to not do that. And another solution would actually be the really shade tree mechanical way, but I am considering it, is to just use this again, hammer it on, and then re-weld it, and then yeah, it's a headache for another time. Maybe next time the cam belt needs to be changed or something like that. But it's a big worry. So that's the current status of the C25. Which is still standing right there outside, blocking the entire entrance. It seems to be so that everything that can go wrong on the C25 is going wrong at the moment, and there is a lot of work still to go. I'm struggling a bit with the motivation on that one, but hopefully soon I will at least get it to move, and then move it to my winter storage facility, and maybe just store it there for a moment until I get my strength back together and better weather comes, because at the moment it's storm and it's winter and it's raining and all that, and it's not very nice to lay outside in the mud and trying to fix a thread on a crankshaft that someone has messed up so badly in the past. So that is just how that is. So I think I'm at an all-time low when it comes to the amount of projects, but I have the possibility to get some new projects, and I'm looking everywhere. I am considering a Fiat Uno Turbo, and I'm considering a Citroen CX Turbo, and Lada Niva, Trabant, and so many different stuff. But my country is quite small, so there's not a lot of projects to choose from. And if some of you guys who are watching my channel from Denmark has something interesting in your garage that you would like to sell, then please leave a comment, because I'm always looking for something new and interesting. Not new at all, but different at least. So hit me up if you have something. Either way, thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing. I'm off the moon about the 3,000 subscribers. And yeah, see you in the next one.